Hi friends, I'm Illustrations and I'm back with another video, albeit way shorter than the last one and also unscripted because I'm very tired. I fear I've had a week of band camp, 12-hour days, and I'm exhausted. So this is what we're doing. I was a little bit burnt out after Art Fight because I did 25 attacks this year. So I wanted to do a shorter design exercise to kind of get me back into drawing and all that fun stuff. And of course I wanted it to be Precure related because why not? I love Precure. You love Precure, hopefully. I thought about working on the rest of my wonderful Precure fan cure designs, and then I realized I actually don't have time for that because I'll have 12-hour days this week. No, not going to happen. So I thought of doing a little redesign of a design that I don't like, which ended up being Cure Earth. It's not even necessarily that I don't like her design, because I do, just in a vacuum. I obviously don't like that she is not green, because of course. I'm not a huge fan of how different she is from the rest of her team. I understand why. I've seen this whole season. I know why she looks different from her team, but I just want her to look like she'd be an actual part of this team. Please. So before I actually started on my redesign, I set out a few goals that I wanted to try to achieve. My first one being that she's a green cure now. I'm making her a green cure because I want to be happy. I also wanted to make her cohesive with her team while also keeping her consistent with her lore. So different, meaning different enough so that you understand, she's supposed to be different, but also looking like she's supposed to be part of the Healin Good team. I need it. Please. After I figured out my main goals for what I wanted to do with this redesign, I went over the other designs from the Healin Good team and just wrote down some motifs that I saw, which are the jackets, the bows and ties with their little element or symbol. Grace has the flower, Fontaine has the water droplet, and Sparkle has the little star. And then they have their tiaras and their gloves, and they have the little heart shapes on everything. So I wanted to include those. I needed those. And then I also had some other ideas that I wanted to include. I believe her original inspiration was Mother Earth, or at least that was an aspect of it. So I wanted to kind of push that out a little bit more. I also wanted to include that little emblem that she has, her tie thing. I don't know what it's called, little crystal thing, the blue thing. That I wanted to keep that. I also wanted to keep her mature vibes because that's pretty important, but I wanted to give her vine shapes in her hair, on a belt, stuff like that. I wanted to give her a doctor's coat so she could actually look like she was a part of this team. And then a flower crown, because why not? That's fun. I love flower crowns. So then when I was done with the planning stage, I went on to do some little isolated sketches. I started with some ideas for her hair. I knew that I wanted to keep her hair down. I actually really like her normal design's hair. I like it long and flowy, and I love the bangs, I love the swoops to the back. It's great. I do love it. I wanted to keep it. I'm not the biggest fan of the crown/diadem thingy in her normal design, and I don't really know why, but I didn't really like it all that much, so I wanted to replace it with one of the main team's style of crowns. I thought it might be cool to give her a bigger version of Cure Grace's crown, and of course I wanted a flower crown for her. and I thought of that at my idea stage, so I thought it could be cool to make a little flower crown around the tiara too, and you can see that in one of my sketches. I imagine it to be kind of like a halo almost. And then I did a couple of sketches of her eye shape, but I didn't really need to do that much planning with that because I already knew kind of what I wanted going into it. And then after that was done, I decided to just full send it and sketch out the full design, or the first draft of the full design, with the dress and the hair and everything all together. And guess what? I didn't like it, so I kind of had to go back to the drawing board a little bit, just a skoshest bit. I did find a couple of ideas that I wanted to stick with from this first sketch though, since she is more mature and demure, you could even say. I figured she would want like a longer dress or longer sleeves or longer gloves. So I kept that in mind when I did my second passover of the design. I figured out that the crown idea didn't actually work with what I was trying to do, so I decided to rework her diadem into something that I felt fit her new design more. I kept the heart part of the diadem intact, but I just moved it to the middle. So now she only has one heart in the middle of her head instead of the two on the sides. And then I did give her like half of a flower crown, and then I attached that to the heart part of the diadem with like some vine designs. And also along the line like of the vines, I wanted to include some braids in her hair, just like small ones and like scattered to like resemble vines. And then I also wanted to put some vines around her belt and then also around her leggies, so that way she didn't look boring. For the rest of her hair, I really just made it her normal hair in her normal design, but just like wavier, because that's fun. I want her to have a more interesting silhouette. So then after I like kind of reorganized and reevaluated all the elements that I wanted, I put them all together again, put them in a blender, and out of that blender came something that I actually really liked. So then I decided to make a render of it, or a very simple render. If you watched my art fight video, then you're probably very familiar with the process that I take when I'm doing like drawings or designs like this. I do my sketch and then my liner, and I use the 6B Procreate sketching pencil for that. And then I do my flat colors, and then for this one I did not shade it at all, but I did do my liner multiply effect and then my noise. I did do some texturing on the dress though. I wanted it to have a like organic-ish texture, so I just used the gouache pen for that. I did remember to put the little shiny symbols in her hair, like Cure Grace has the flower, Fontaine has the little bubbles, Sparkle has the sparkles, I believe, and then Earth in her normal design has hearts, but I didn't want to do that because I wanted to be different. So instead I gave her like this like leaf shape. I don't think it necessarily comes off super great as a leaf, but you know what? It's too late now. I'm not going back. I'm tired. I just got done with band camp. I want to get this video out, so that's not gonna happen. So then after that, my design process is done. I got the render done, and there's nothing else for me to really do besides go to bed because I'm really tired. I really put the eepy in sleepy right now, I fear. I do really want to do this again, hopefully when I'm not trying to focus on band or college, because I'm back at college again. I do think I know who I want to redesign next, because Cure Idol's super form from the movie just leaked today, and I apologize, but I don't like it. I really don't like it. I think it's too busy, but until I actually see it in the movie and know what the context is, I'm not gonna do it. So that'll wait. Thank you for listening. I apologize for sounding so tired and not shutting up about how tired I am. I signed up for marching band. I did this to myself. I cannot complain. I do really hope you enjoyed this redesign. I did have a lot of fun working on it, and I'm really hoping to do it again sometime. Probably not Cure Idol. Maybe I'll do another character before the Idol Precure movie comes out. Maybe I'll full send it and redesign all the Happiness Charge Precure characters, because they're boring, unfortunately, in my opinion. Thank you again for letting me ramble about Precure very sleepily, and I will see you guys next time.